Hey, it's Jessica with Pull Through Sites Mobile RV Repair, and today I'm talking all things planning camping trips. For sometimes, and for some people, it can get a little overwhelming to look at your full year and try to plan out all of your camping trips. But here are a couple things that I do to plan out all of my trips. First things first is, what are the trips that I am traveling alone for business that I have to take my RV? So I do a lot of business travel. I take my RV sometimes. So I look at my schedule for the year and I look at when am I going to be taking my big trips with my RV. For instance, this year I'm taking a trip in May and I'll probably take another trip in September. So those two trips went on the calendar first. Second thing I do is we plan for deer season. If you are like me and you are married to a wonderful outdoorsman who also happens to be my cameraman, then you know deer season is extremely important and you have to plan for it. So my husband likes to take our rig to deer camp or up camping with him when he hunts in the fall. So we plan our week trip for deer season, and then we also plan the other weekends he will be camping. So we get those on the calendar and get those booked. Then I look at the trips that I'm taking with friends and family. So a lot of those annual trips that come up with friends, or, you know, family all goes somewhere for Easter or what have you, I then look at all those trips and get all of those booked. A lot of times here in Missouri, we can't book until 6 months out. So I'm setting those reminders for when those dates are so I can get those booked. And then I look at the places that I have not been yet. Are there places that we drove by? Are there places that we scouted out that we haven't been to yet, but we wanted to get those on the list for this year? So then I look at those and the availability and try to fit in 2 or 3 of those trips throughout the year. And then finally, all of my last minute trips get just kind of penciled in. I like to have our rig completely ready to go, so at a moment's notice, we can throw some food in and we can be out for any weekend that we want to be. I like to have a list of 3 or 4 different campgrounds that I know we can get into. We don't really need to have a reservation 6 months ahead of time. We can do something a week ahead of time and still get a spot. And those I just kind of pencil in at the last minute. So those are the things that I do to plan out my camping season. I look at where I've got to go for business. I look at deer season and what we have to plan for that. I look at what family and friends trips I need to take. Then I look at places that we have never been before and where we want to go. And then I fill in with just some last minute trips. So make planning easy. Don't overthink it. Get all your trips on the calendar for the year and be ready to go.